Hola gente, vamos a seguir dándole al Final Fantasy XVI, pero la he liado parda y se me grabó la partida, pero no se grabó mi cara jugando, así que lo voy a comentar a posteriori y bueno, es lo que hay. En el siguiente vídeo ya ha quedado bien, problema resuelto. En fin, que el plan ahora mismo es ir a destruir ese cristal porque piensa Clive que Kupka le está tendiendo una trampa. Ha mandado a las tropas a asediar a la capital del imperio, ahí en el centro, la nueva capital, pensando que Clive va a aprovechar ese momento para destruir el cristal de Hugo y habrá dejado ahí gente esperándole para hacerle una emboscada. Pero no, Clive, que es muy listo, se va a por el cristal de los sangre férrea, que son los únicos que no están metidos en el fregado, porque el de Odín va a aprovechar también, se supone, para atacar al rey, al imperio. En cambio Clive se va a por ese otro cristal. ¿Es un gran estratega Clive? No lo tengo claro. En fin, a ver qué nos cuentan.
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares.
Siempre dejan a Gav de lado.
Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
Tiene ganas de acción.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
¿Qué ha olido Torgal?
I always knew that I would return one day. Return to Ironhome.
A revivir traumitas.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
Parece que Jill va a tener
Face it together then.
un papel más importante
To the end.
en esta misión. Y ya va siendo hora de que haga algo, por favor.
Come on.
Menos mal que el vídeo ha sido de pasear por el campo. No me ha dado tiempo a llegar a que se líe parda. Spoilers. Pero bueno, eso, nueva zona. Bueno, está conectado con todo lo que habíamos estado antes, pero bueno, es la zona aquí de más al sur. Que me encanta que sea tan grande el mapa.
How far do you think your mother's reach extends?
Y bueno, se ve ahí Rosaria,
Will we find the same
la
tragedy in the
capital.
south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry.
Tenemos el
There are still
Chocobo.
many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber.
Que mola un montón montar en Chocobo. Ah, mira, y ahí a la izquierda se ve la ciudad a la que estamos yendo. No sé si estáis notando. Mira, ahí justo me oriento hacia donde tengo que ir, pero me rayo y sigo por el camino. Y no había que ir por el camino. Tardo muchísimo en darme cuenta, así que voy a saltar esta parte. Hasta que literalmente no puedo avanzar más. Llego hasta el final del camino, no me doy cuenta de que estoy yendo mal. Y pues nada, toca desandar todo y volver al sitio correcto. En plan, oh, ¿qué ha pasado? ¿Cómo he llegado aquí? Era literalmente nada más empezar donde tenía que desviarme. En fin.
Ready, girl?
Vale, ahora sí, espabilo, llego por fin a donde tenía que ir. Estaba literalmente a 10 metros de donde empezamos.
Mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! I think we're loyalists.
Jill, look.
Está todo el mundo hasta el nabo, pero están como demasiado cagados para a revelarse.
Must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her, that she might rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn. 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all, for the transgressions of but a handful.
Vernos obligados.
Of course, your lordship.
Ellos no quieren,
You'll have
pero...
our full cooperation.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
Welcome, stranger.
¿Podré comprarme el rollo de música? Ah, mira, amuletos para aumentar la barra de límite. Me da la sensación de que se llena muy rápido. No necesito aumentarlo aún más rápido. ¡Ole! Rollo música nuevo. Ah, este. Terrores nocturnos. Música súper animada para la guarida.
But what was all that about earlier?
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There have been attacks on the garrison, supplies stolen. They even say a Black Shield was murdered. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants, Empire gets.
Don't they just?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on the culprits.
Entre sobornos y terrorismo se compran a todo el pueblo. Que... Oh, mira qué grande el pueblo. No habrá... Oh, sí. Podemos robar a esta gente pobre. Qué bien.
There was a time my husband might have stood up to those men. Though back then, he wouldn't have needed to.
Que Clive y Jill son los que se han cargado a 10 guardias oscuros en el vídeo anterior.
Word is, Port Isolde's closed their gates to all but the Highborn, and now a great camp.
You seen him, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. Just now. You seen them, didn't you? At least I think there was a Black Shield. Can't say I ever saw one before.
Was this the first time they visited the village?
What do you think? Amber's the arse end of nowhere. And they thought we might be harboring firebrands. Huh. If only we were. I might have turned them in and become a Black Shield myself.
Rata.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
Pues parece lo más probable.
But we need to find out.
Nada que robar, joder. Mira, bien, bien.
Greetings, friend. We are travelers.
I know that. What do you want?
We couldn't help noticing those Imperial soldiers who were here earlier.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing. I speak for the people of this village, and we have nothing more to say to you. You are to leave Amber and never come back.
May I at least ask why?
I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence puts us all in grave danger. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as we keep our heads down and pay our tributes, we are left alone. Some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will gladly submit. This village will not become another East Pole.
Then we shall be on our way.
Están todos cagados de que les exterminen. Ay.
These people live with a knife to their throats. In the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will show them mercy.
Obedience bought with fear.
Are you all right?
Sorry, It's nothing. We still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, The Imperials deem them worth pursuing to the back of beyond. But other than Martha, who else in Rosari would have the courage to stand against the Empire? A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find them before the Imperials do? Perhaps the next village will yield more answers.
Perhaps.
Ahora podemos ir por el camino normal, que además ya está limpio de bichos, o podemos usar la ruta de las montañas. Lógicamente nos vamos por el sitio más difícil.
This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
Parece que les gusta jugársela. Y aquí hay robots a 20 metros del pueblo. Tiene que ser intenso vivir en este mundo entre dragones, robots y... Y los guardias negras que están ahí matando a todo el que les moleste. O sea, no puedes salir de tu casa tranquilo. Entonces, aquí parece que por destruir los cristales se están activando los robots de algunas ruinas. En fin, que la han liado parda, que por destruir el cristal han abierto un agujero de gusano a Marte. Se está llenando el mundo de robots asesinos y todos los esclavos les odian y ya no se les unen porque han destruido un símbolo religioso. Y un símbolo religioso y algo que facilitaba sus vidas, ¿no? Con la magia. Bueno, no justo la de los esclavos, pero la de los ciudadanos libres y pobres del imperio. Oh. ¿Y a estos no les atacan los robots? ¿O qué? ¿O ya se los acaban de cargar? Y están un poco empanados, ¿no? No sé qué están haciendo ahí, pero... meando en las ruinas o algo. Ole, 4. Y ahí me empana un poco, pero bueno, menos mal que está Torgal para salvarme el culo. Y aquí hay una cosa, esa bola de la derecha, que jugándolo no me enteré muy bien de lo que es. A ver si ahora lo pillo. Porque la toqué y no pasó nada. Qué buen combo me ha salido ahí. ¿Que me ha dado la pulsera del Minotauro eso? Creo que sí. Vale. Vale, no, pues se me mezcló con los objetos de los bombs. Y no me enteré que me había dado un objeto. O sea que es como un cofre. Tiene pinta. Un cofre más guapo. Pero un cofre al fin y al cabo. Todo ese camino me lo he hecho antes. Uy, qué guapas estas ruinas.
Come on. Run like the wind.
Ole, qué bien vuela el choco. Madre, madre, madre.
This might take a while.
Dios, ha desaparecido. Vale, ahora sí, llegamos al acueducto por donde se suponía que teníamos que llegar. Y ahora sí nos deja avanzar. Sangre.
Blood, Clive.
Gracias por la observación.
And still wet.
La misma que he hecho yo, por cierto.
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
You know who we are, and still, you would bear your steel. Why then, we owe you our thanks. You have saved us the trouble of an interrogation. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn.
Menudo chapas.
On these, our swords we swear.
Madre mía.
Say that again.
No, por favor. Say that again, lo han traducido otra vez como les ha dado la gana. A ver, espabila. A ver. Ole, ole, ole. Buenísima, buenísima. Ay, todavía me rayo bastante con lo de rotar los elementos, o sea, las habilidades. Donde de repente me paso y tengo que volver a dar toda la vuelta, o ya no sé en qué elemento estoy y tal. Pero bueno, en general lo estoy pillando bien, creo.
Tell me what I want and the end will be swift. Who are you looking for?
Why, you. We come bearing a message. Your friends have been found. The branded you freed from our camps.
¿Hemos liberado algún marcado? Creo que no.
They await you in ordeal.
Se está equivocando de gente este pavo.
Guardians of the Flame.
Guardians of the Flame. Vale.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry. I needed that.
No consigo apretar la X bien a la primera, siempre doy el saltito.
Find something, boy. Death.
Found her.
Muy a saco. Cada vez más explícito el juego este.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone?
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
Ya van 2 pueblos masacrados. Y en la fonda de Marta también la liaron bastante.
I will learn what madness drives her, and I will end it.
Es que aunque la gente no se revele, al final se va a quedar sin gente para cultivar, se va a acabar siendo un problema económico para ella misma, para la madre de Clive.
Yes.
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
Bueno, aquí vueltecita para saquear la ciudad, me la salto. Al comienzo, la magnitud del salario está determinada por un acuerdo libremente consentido entre el obrero libre y el capitalista libre, y resulta después que el obrero está forzado a dejarse fijar su salario, lo mismo que el capitalista está obligado a fijarlo lo más bajo posible. Mira, aquí llegamos ya al puente guapo este. Y conecta con Rosaria, que está ahí al fondo. Ahí están las torres de Rosaria, estamos al lado. Es un mundo pequeñito pero denso. No sé de quién es eso, me da igual. Yo lo robo sin falta. Y la torre esa está guapísima. Pero tiene pinta de que no tiene nada dentro, ¿no? Y que, bueno, la gente ni siquiera se atreve a entrar. Pero que lo que hay en esa torre ya es la parte subterránea que ya la hemos explorado. Oh, había una cueva que todavía no hemos visto. A saber lo que hay luego ahí. En plan, una puerta ahí en la pared de la montaña.
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
¿Habrá chocobo gordo en este juego? No puede ser solo el nombre de un bar, ¿no? Tiene que salir un chocobo gordo en algún momento. Ahí no puedo marcar a los cangrejos enterrados, pero bueno. A la playita que ya apetece. Ay, pobrecito, no se podía dar la vuelta. Hola. Sabía que el cangrejo patas arriba así sin poder moverse.
The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better. We should start with the main gate and see where that gets us.
Oh no. Vale, aquí ya estamos llegando a la ciudad del tío de Clive, que es el que se supone que nos va a ayudar a llegar a la isla del cristal de los sangre férrea. Y la ciudad está abandonada, me recuerda a la del Crystal Chronicles, que había un nivel así de una ciudad fantasma. No sé por qué me recuerda a esta. Esta es la ciudad del tío. ¿Cómo se llamaba?
Have mercy.
Voice-friends dogs they are. You can't ignore us forever.
Let us in or we'll die on your doorstep.
Better out there than in here.
Oh, get enough for
Fuck off.
Hang the chinless bastards. Those crystals belong to us all.
I said, where were you, filth? Back to your stall. Cut you down where you stand.
Destroy it.
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in. I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. But Lazarus... We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. The entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for.
We numbered 6 when we left our village. 2 died on the road. Another passed just last night. Worry I might be next.
Half the guards at that gate are Rosarian. They've sold their souls for the promise of a warm bed.
Empieza a notarse aquí la crisis migratoria. Pensé que se iba a ver ya cuando íbamos a la capital del imperio, que se suponía que en la puerta había también refugiados y no estaba el mercadillo ese, pero refugiados como tal no vi. ¿Y el puente a dónde da? No llega hasta Rosaria el viaducto ese. Se acerca mucho, pero no. Ay, me encanta el paisaje, eso, la de historia que tiene el propio paisaje en este juego.
This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
Y yo pensé que nos íbamos a encontrar algún fantasma, algún bicho raro. Sobre todo en esa plaza que parece ideal para luchar con un boss. Pero está...
Not abandoned then.
Este notas.
Oi!
Y sus amigos.
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out.
Nah, en verdad Clive se muere de ganas de matarles. No se esfuerza nada por dialogar. Hola, no tenés ninguna posibilidad. Puedes explicárselo tranquilamente, sabiendo que les revientas a todos. O puedes no hablarlo y matarles sin más. Ole a 5. Y ese solo a 2, es que llega menos lejos de lo que pensaba la bola de rayos. Uy. Combo tornátil. Ahí hay que darle en el momento adecuado. Que a veces leí demasiado pronto y no me lo hace. Muertísimo. Ese está muerto.
I've only ever seen one man fight like
Chun,
that.
chun.
And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
A saco. Cero piedad.
Blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died.
Es el amigo con el que fuimos al Marjal Vento Calmo en la primera misión. Ay, y mira, no están muertos, menos mal, porque... Feliz reencuentro, acabo de matar a 8 de tus amigos.
You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
We can speak inside.
Que no hay ni uno muerto, que en este juego no muere nadie.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye, the foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord, but in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Pero el heredero es Bahamut, se supone. O por ser Bahamut no puede
So
heredar.
Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do we. Make ready.
O la madre de Clive planea matar a Bahamut.
This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
Fire in our heart.
Back up there.
Pues nada, ya nos hemos dejado liar por el camino, ya no llegamos hoy a ver al tío.
Tell us then, Sir Wade. What is your plan?
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buett Bridge and provoke the main host at their encampment. Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding hills. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being overwhelmed. While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How small exactly?
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt I could have done this on my own.
But until we arrived, that was your plan. You haven't changed a bit.
So Wade, the bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
Very good. Now make ready for battle.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace. Putting an end to the Black Shields.
And so we shall.
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village. We tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
Run like the wind.
Pues al lío otra vez, a matar guardias oscuros. Mira, aquí más refugiados, que menos mal que se han apartado de la zona. Porque se va a liar otra vez.
There they are. On your command, my lord.
A ver qué tienen estos. Pues sus armaduras molan bastante. Una pena que sean unos
What is
nazis.
it now? I told you. We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields? Then come! Die along with your flame!
For us area! For us area!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear.
Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
Another wyvern to fight their battles for them.
More dragons.
Worms. The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm flattered.
Ale. Que no me acordaba de este ya.
A noble stand.
Y son muy
Albeit
chapas.
A misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point.
that this land is in dire need of cleansing.
Uf. Toma, animalada perfecta. Ese como me sale bastante. El de Torgal. El que no me sale, me cuesta bastante, es el de... el ataque combinado. Aquí a limpiar. Primero a los pequeños que mueren rápido. Y que a la hora de limpiar molesta bastante la cámara, de cómo se fijan los objetivos, pero bueno. Uy. Ya parecen fáciles los bichos estos. Los guardias de élite. Vale, todo bien limpito.
I don't see any more.
A cenar.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud. My, Lord. Perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it, as we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die, and her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
Ali. Ahora sí, hablar con el tío.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians.
Otra medallita más para la colección. Esto majo el Waze.
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. Unless you deserve it. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Commander.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything you need.
I know. Go on now, my lord.
Es majísimo todo el mundo en este juego. Todos los buenos, al menos. Este es majísimo, los de la guarida majísimos. Y el tío también es la bomba. Él tiene ahí... Uf, ¿y esos cuernos de qué serán? Tiene unos animales disecados guapísimos. Mira, ahí, ¿de dónde se ven? No se ven ahora. Ahí a la derecha.
Not a chance. Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue.
Un poco bestia también.
You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Es monísimo.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Meadow in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint in the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
Y está muy bien actuado, y las reacciones son proporcionales a la importancia de lo que está pasando.
Inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit.
Sí, en general el guión está súper bien. Solo echo de menos que Jill participe más, por favor. Está de adorno.
So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster.
For better or worse, I've been charged with
A
governing
ver si en
this town,
esta
and
misión
thus
participa
must
más.
maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
Se supone que es la prota ahora.
So he's told
De
us.
esta mini trama.
You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
Your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing.
Esta música sale en el 7, ¿no?
The thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an
Y es de los
outlaw's
mejores
uncle.
temas del 7.
Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
Igual salen los anteriores. El 7 es el primero que recuerdo que sale este tema. No sé si sale antes también. Y tampoco recuerdo, no sale en el 10. No sale en ningún otro, yo creo, hasta aquí. En fin, yo pensé que nos iba a dar el barco para partir inmediatamente.
It's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it.
¿Y eso ha sido un poco red flag?
Let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
Que no muera Jill, por favor. Vale, pues tenemos ahora unas semanas para explorar el mundo y hacer misiones secundarias. Y matar a los monstruos del tablón de anuncios.
Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
A ver qué nos cuenta. Otra clase de geopolítica. Y misión con una cruz verde. Esas son misiones importantes que traen algo más que una recompensa en dinero. El herrero. Vale.
Something's getting him down, and whatever it is, he ain't telling. It's like he's lost his spark, you know? He's barely got enough fire in his belly to get the ump about stuff. But I'm thinking he might if we both bent his ear, because he respects you, innit? So, what do you say?
Fine. If you think it will help.
I knew you'd understand.
But if he doesn't want to talk, we let him be. He'll open up when he's ready.
All right.
Ostras.
Now, he'll only smell a rat if we both turn up at once. So, I'll go first, and you can meet us at the forge. Wait a bit, then head over when you're ready.
Ostras, sacarle información al herrero sí que está complicado. Con lo que le gusta hablar. A ver.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon.
A ver qué cosas nuevas hay. Anillo de bárbaro. Cuentos de alcoba, tu fama te precede, y tanto es así que mi clientela pasa más tiempo hablando de tus hazañas que contándome sus penas. Creo que solo por eso te mereces un detalle. Esto se lo dejó un cliente de lo más romántico en la mesilla de noche. Espero que te sirva. Meretriz ocupada. ¡Bien! Una de las chicas de la dama. Que les hemos caído bien.
Come again. I may have more for you.
Anillo de bárbaro, vale, ese. Los contraataques quitan más vida, básicamente, ¿no? Si es morado, joder, es que los colores los asocio al WoW automáticamente. Ah, mira, me cambio las habilidades. Porque me voy a poner la llama del Fénix, porque con tantas habilidades no paro de usar todo el rato, como que no me da tiempo a usar todas, se pasan mucho rato sin cooldown y sin yo tampoco tener la oportunidad de usarlas, así que me pongo las llamas del Fénix y me las cambio por el ataque en área, que ya tengo para ataque área así rutinario, tengo la bola de rayos y las llamas del renacer pues para curarme y para reventar más, pero sin agobios de cooldowns.
Part of me thought Drake's head might be the last crystal we ever cracked, but I'm glad I was wrong.
A ver qué nos cuenta esta.
Back again, Lord Rosfield. I'm touched that you should find me such good company.
It is not your company, but your counsel that I seek on this occasion.
Ever the charmer. What will it be today, then?
The Iron Kingdom. I need to know what to expect.
You'll soon be setting sail for Drake's Breath, then, I take it. The mother crystal that rises from the boiling sea. There was a time when a true-blooded Rosarian had only to brave the waves to visit it. But then the Ironblood made their move.
Clase magistral, bien.
As you know, the Iron Kingdom rules over the islands to the west of Storm. Or rather, its church does. But this is not the pragmatic approach to state religion employed by the Holy Empire to manipulate the masses. No, the Iron Kingdom is the literal embodiment of the crystalline orthodoxy. And so, if one is to understand it, one must start there. As the name implies, the orthodoxy holds the Mother Crystals sacred, and they do not take kindly to heathens plundering the objects of their worship for the means to fill washtubs and light lamps with frivolous feats of magic. Indeed, the faithful consider ether a sinful thing, a poison no less.
El éter es como la vida del planeta, ¿no?
A dominant is an instrument of evil, albeit one they have proven only too happy to turn against their enemies. Some 80 years ago in Northern Storm, Drake's eye collapsed. Soon after, in pursuit of ether and with the blight at their backs, the Northern Territories descended upon the Grand Duchy of Rosaria. And when the Shields of the Flame marched north to meet them, the Iron Kingdom spied an opportunity. A few short days later, the Crusaders landed on the island of Mount Justanus, home of Drake's Breath, and plucked it from the Duchy's grasp. Rosaria tried to reclaim it, of course, but to no avail. I doubt more than a handful of Duchy men have set foot on its shores in your lifetime. Nor are they like to again, under the Empire's stewardship, meaning the Iron Blood will keep their island, and with it, the foothold they need to march on mainland soil when next they spy an opportunity.
Tiene pinta de que va a haber una clase de estas por cada país, por lo menos. Igual alguna de historia antigua molaría mucho.
The Mother Crystal is both the object of the Iron Blood's worship and their gateway to the continent, making Drustanus the holiest of holy grounds, from which the Orthodox Crusade shall one day sail forth to claim the remaining Mother Crystals, or die trying.
My father and my grandfather both traded blows with the Iron Blood for control of Drake's Breath. Had things unfolded differently at Phoenix Gate, we would have sent our entire fleet against them.
But instead, they sent their fleet against Rosaria, sacked the capital, killed the men, and captured the women, including Jill. I'd say you'd be forgiven for wanting a little revenge, Clive.
My only aim is to destroy the Mother Crystal. But thank you all the same. Not much else to do here.
O sea que ese va a ser el sitio más defendido de todo el continente. O sea que vamos al punto más defendido del mundo porque Clive es un genio estratégico. O sea, yo, claro, cuando lo dijeron pensé que íbamos a ir a por el cristal de Odín, que para mí tiene más sentido. Porque ese sí está aprovechando para intentar atacar al Imperio y tiene menos fuerzas en la capital y tal. En fin, vamos a poner Night Terrors a comprobar lo animada que es, como era previsible por el nombre.
Oh, this? It's Valisthea, a culinary pilgrimage. I borrowed it from old tomes. Seems there's no creature in the realm so foul it can't be cooked up into something delicious.
Think I'll stick to the unfoul ones, thanks.
Oh, where's your sense of adventure, Sid? Honestly, One glance at these recipes, and even you would trade in your sword for a butcher's cleaver. From spit roasts to sweetmeats, this book has them all. What I wouldn't give to bring these recipes to life.
If it's my blessing you're hoping for, then by all means.
Well, I'm no hunter, Sid. The first tunnel worm I came across would be the death of me. But you're made of sterner stuff. Would you help me resurrect one of these recipes?
Something tells me you won't be taking no for an answer. Fine, I'll help.
Fantastic! Thank you.
So, dare I ask what's on the menu?
Chance's Stew. It was once a favourite among the gourmands of Oriflamme, if the author is to be believed. Though Molly's never heard of it. The only problem is that while the recipe is extremely detailed in most respects, it's infuriatingly cryptic as to the main ingredient. A beast, no doubt. Most likely something that would make easy work of a simple cook with more broth than brawn, but unwanted violets. I've no idea what they might be.
Does the book say anything else?
Well, only that the sweetest violets sprout atop the bed of roses.
Roses. Rosaria, perhaps? One of the butchers in Martha's Rest might know something. I'll ask next time I'm there.
Muy guapo el libro que se ha agenciado este pavo. En fin, buena misión secundaria. A ver al herrero si le animamos un poco, que está aquí de crisis existencial.
First August, and now you. What are you pair up to? What's it got to do with me?
August was worried that something had been weighing on your mind. I thought you might want to talk about it.
Did you now? I told you not to stick your nose in my business. What'd you go and do?
Clive just wants to help, innit? What's so bad about that? Talk to him. You never know, you might feel better for getting it all out in the open. Please, mate. I'm worried about you.
Phil, shut you up. It's nothing, really. Stupid. Not the sort of thing you bother people about.
Why don't you tell us all the same?
Karen and I have an arrangement. I keep an eye on Goots, and she shows me what the competition's up to. Interesting arms and armor, things like that. Anyway, the other day, she shows me a cuirass she's come by. Masterpiece of level work. Light, supple, and tougher than it had any right to be. Made my stuff look like heavy, clumsy shit. I should have brought the bastard thing there and then just to study it, but I was too proud. And now every time I reach for my hammer, I'm reminded that I'm not the craftsman I thought I was. There. You happy? You got what you came for. Now piss off.
All right. We're going. I always thought of old Blackthorn as a bit of a force of nature. Like a storm cloud full of hail. Didn't think anything could rattle him. Least of all a stupid piece of leather.
Blackthorn's always taken pride in his craft. Questioning it means questioning himself. Something tells me this is only going to get worse. If he has doubts, it will affect his work, which will only add to his problems. We need to nip this in the bud.
I couldn't agree more.
He said he should have bought that cuirass. Perhaps we should track it down for him. Assuming you're happy to help, that is.
Too bloody right I am.
Glad to hear it. First things first, then. We need to speak to Karen.
Pues hablar con Karen. A ver si le resolvemos la crisis al amigo.
Karen, do you have a moment? Blackthorn mentioned that you'd recently come by a leather cuirass. An exquisite example of the craft, from what he told us.
And he ain't been himself since he saw it. So we thought we'd buy it for him.
Sorry, sold it already. Didn't think Blackthorn cared for it the way he turned his nose up. But it were nicely put together, that's for certain. Even if the bloke who made it is a bit of an odd one. Happened across him on my travels. Makes all his stuff to order, but the fella who commissioned it refused to pay. He didn't like the colour of summit. So I took it off his hands for a fair price.
You don't know where we might find him, do you?
Like I said, he's a bit of an odd one. Doesn't even have a workshop. He don't trust hunters neither, which means he spends as much time out tracking beasties as he does working their hides.
I see.
He did tell me something, though. Apparently, his next commission's for a set of griffin hide greaves.
Here, there's a griffin on the hunt board. The curse breakers were placing bets on who'd bag it. Now, where the bleeding hell was it sighted? Somewhere in Sambrec, maybe... Care Northern, that was it.
Thank you, Karen. We'd be lost without you.
At least you admit it.
So, it sounds like going after that griffin might be the best chance we have of finding our roaming leatherworker.
I'll leave the hunting to you if you don't mind. While you get on with that, I'll ask around the markets. See if I can't sniff out who he is and where he's hiding.
Good idea. Hopefully one of us will be able to track him down.
Tiene una cara de demacrado el amigo ese. Pues a ver, hipogrifos. No esperaba que hubiese hipogrifos. No me suena haber visto en otros Final Fantasy un hipogrifo así normal. Es un bicho como demasiado típico, ¿no? A ver qué hay en las cartas. 3. A ver. El legado de Martel. El muchacho del huerto me ha traído esta mañana una cesta de manzanas Martel. Y menuda delicia. Dulces y crujientes como ellas solas. Solo iba a comerme una, pero no he podido resistir la tentación y han caído 2 más. Total, uno tiene derecho a darse un capricho de vez en cuando. Dile a Nigel y al resto que todo su esfuerzo ha valido la pena. Hubo una época en la que solo Cid se atrevía a hincarles el diente. Hasta él mismo admitía que no eran ningún manjar, pero decía que lo que realmente importaba no era el sabor, sino lo que representaban. Nuestra capacidad de cultivarlas solo con el sudor de nuestra frente. Y míranos ahora, ¿quién lo iba a decir? Cid estaría orgulloso. Qué majo. La llama sigue brillando. Mi señor, os pido perdón de nuevo por la bienvenida que mis hombres os dieron en el distrito Lázaro, pero supongo que comprenderéis que vuestra presencia era cuando menos inesperada. En nuestro breve encuentro habéis demostrado que seguís siendo aquel valeroso guarda mayor al que acompañé a Ventocalmo tantos años atrás. Sois un digno heredero del legado de vuestro padre, y si Lord Murdoch, Sir Tyler y otros tantos compañeros que sucumbieron aquella noche siguieran entre nosotros, sus corazones se henchirían de orgullo al veros. Los guardianes de la llama quedamos a vuestra entera disposición para serviros a vos y a vuestra noble causa. Wade. Sin novedad en el dominio. Oh, carta de Gab. Ni Dalmequia ni Sambrec se atreven a dar el primer golpe. Ambos ejércitos se vigilan desde la distancia para evitar sorpresas, pero poco más. Yo creo que los dos se han dado cuenta del berenjenal en el que se han metido. Me juego el ojo que me queda a que esta situación va para largo. Te seguiré informando. Es que yo creo que Titán en realidad no tiene tanto interés en conquistar la nueva capital, el dominio del cristal, que más bien lo que quiere es tenderle la trampa a Clive. Pues a hablar con Néctar. ¡Bien! El alma de la guarida. Preguntar sobre el grifo. He oído que andas buscando un grifo, ¿verdad? Pues nos acaba de llegar un encargo de uno al que llaman Dozmare Kupó. A ver. Ahí está. Cuando se dirigía al bastión Norben desde Loswing, uno de nuestros compañeros fue derribado por una repentina ráfaga de viento seguida de un aullido tan aterrador que le hizo huir despavorido. Tras indagar entre los lugareños, parece ser que en la zona anida un vetusto grifo conocido como Dozmare, que sacia su apetito con chocobos y niños. Dios. No quiero ver eso, por favor. Dozmare con mayúscula, si es un nombre propio. Pues vamos a matar a esos 3 bichos en un momento. Belfegor en la colina junto a Ispul y la arpía también cerca del bastión Norvent, entre Northridge y bastión Norvent. Northridge, en esa zona está la arpía, en esa el grifo. Y luego por ahí el dragón, y además hay una misión secundaria de las comidas. Así que hacer limpieza de bichos raros.
Griffins don't exactly make for easy prey. Let's hope our craftsman hasn't bitten off more than he can chew.
Menos mal que Clive da una pistita de que estás cerca, porque menuda búsqueda larga por todo el camino. Ahí está arriba. Ahí no le vi. Mira qué mono. Estaba cagadísimo aquí. Después de haberme matado 4 veces el ojo volador ese. Que era C y el grifo es B. O sea, se supone que el grifo es bastante más chungo. Uf. Qué difícil hacerlo de esquivar bien. Me sale poquísimo ese. Pero me gusta la idea, quiero seguir practicándolo. No me lo voy a quitar. El límite no le baja casi la barra de fatiga. Y de vida pues tampoco demasiado, no me apasiona el límite. Ni así la hago esquiva perfecta, ¿Quién la derriba? ¿Torgal? Mientras le hago las alas del Fénix esas, no le sigue subiendo la barra. O sea, sigue aturdido. No se le va a pasar el aturdimiento. Así que está guay para hacerlo al final. Uf, menuda leche. Están muy guays los combates, son muy satisfactorios. Y mola que no me mate de un golpe este. Ya el primero me ha generado la tensión para no relajarme en el combate. Pero tampoco mola estar muriendo todo el rato. Vale, hipogrifo muerto. Con lo bonito que es, qué pena.
Is something there, boy?
Y aquí está el peletero, que también es majísimo. Y tenía yo ganas de que se uniese a la guarida. Pero no. Una pena. Nos da un regalito para ayudar al herrero a superar su crisis. Pero ya.
That griffin caught me before I could get an arrow off. Must have lost sight of me in the grass, though. I'd be dead if it hadn't.
More likely than not.
The name's Camille. I'm a lowly leather worker, if you couldn't tell by the smell of me.
Not so lowly from what I hear. Do you remember selling to a merchant by the name of Karen?
She's not an easy woman to forget. Bought a cuirass from me after I lost my buyer. Quite taken with my work, as far as I recall. Didn't stop her bartering me down to a pittance, though. She sent you for a refund?
It's not her who sent me.
Le contamos toda la historia del herrero. Sin detalles de la rebelión y de la guarida, espero. Un poco de cuidado con la clandestinidad.
You should be. He's a master of his art. And not an easy man to impress.
Blacksmiths are proud folk. It's a rare thing indeed for one to praise a glorified tanner. And I don't imagine an impressive swordsman like yourself would be getting your steel from any but the best. I'd dearly love to help a fellow craftsman, but... Well, actually, I suppose you could give him this.
What is it?
Treated leather. Same stuff I used to make that cuirass. If your man's as skilled as he sounds, he'll know what he's looking at.
You sure?
Well, you did save my life. And thanks to you, I'll be going home with all the griffin hide I can carry. I'd say it's the least I can do. Short of showing him how to make the thing myself, that is. But there are rules against it. Secrets of the trade and whatnot.
In that case, I'll see that he gets it.
I'd be much obliged if you would. Right. I've got some greaves to make. You send your blacksmith my regards.
Es majísimo.
And thank you. Hopefully this will sweeten Blackthorn's mood.
Vale, a por la arpía. Buenísima, ahí me he equivocado. Quería invocar al chocobo y he echado el límite. En fin, invocar. Quería llamar al chocobo. En fin, las arpías... Tenía entendido que las invocaba la dominante de Garuda, Benedicta, y que si Benedicta moría, se morían todas las arpías que había invocado. Entonces, ¿por qué hay una arpía viva si a Benedicta le han cortado la cabeza? Esta ya la siguiente dominante de Garuda. Es una arpía diferente. Esta es... Pues es un animal con alas y humanoide. Pero no lo ha invocado nadie. ¿O qué pasa con esta arpía? Porque no me cuadra.
You deserve a rest.
There is no coin to be had in this miserable land. Even if they wanted to trade with us.
No. It was hard for us Dalmex here in San Brec before the capital fell, but now we'd be stoned if we even approached Northreach.
La crisis humanitaria es palpable. Ahí está la arpía, a la izquierda. Chun, chun.
Let's go. Run like the wind. Straight home now.
De esta se mató ya un buen puñado. Está bastante dominada. Pero siempre mola ver si me sale bien el combate. Está complicado. Ahí no conseguí tirarlo al suelo. Uf, 28.000. Vale, me salió bastante bien este combate. Y ya está, esta zona limpia. A la fonda de Marta.
Thank you for sticking with us.
Those of us who are still here have to look after each
Aquí el amigo carnicero sabe lo que buscamos. Uf, buena panceta ahí detrás.
Unwanted violets, if you have them. Though I'd gladly settle for learning what they are if you don't.
Why, I haven't heard folk call them that since I was a lad. You're looking for scorpion tails. Unwanted violets is what folk used to call them back in the day. They turn a wicked purple when you boil them up, hence the name. Used to chuck them in the pot when there weren't nothing else on offer, when there was a war on, that sort of thing. Thankfully, times aren't yet as hard.
O sea que va a ser un plato
And even if they were,
de desesperados.
you wouldn't find anyone selling them these days.
Do the scorpions still live nearby?
I dare say they do. 3 reeds would be your best bet, if memory serves.
Thank you. You've been most helpful.
Buena carnicería tiene ahí. Paseito a por los escorpiones y al lío. Vuela bastante bien el chocobo, la verdad.
Straight home now.
Vale, 5 escorpiones normales.
At least I know what I'm up against.
Mueren en un momento. Y fuera. ¡Ea! Ya solo nos queda el dragón. Que los dragones suelen ser combates bastante guapos.
I better get this back to Yvonne before it goes bad.
El dragón este estaba donde nos encontramos al abuelete con Alzheimer. Ahí. Así que a por él. Ahí, carrerita. Uy, el pueblo este se ha quedado totalmente abandonado ya. Muy bien, muy positivo para la economía. ¿Y los campos de maíz que había al lado? O sea, no sé dónde van a sacar comida a los imperiales. Si se quedan sin agricultores a base de matanzas. No puedo sacar el chocobo hasta que cambia la música. Ese es el momento. No me había fijado en esa cascadita tan chula la primera vez que vine. Ahí está. Un dragón normal, pero de color verde. Y... Belfegor, y un combate bastante guapo también. Ya debería saberme que lanzan 3 bolas, pero me sigo comiendo la tercera siempre. Fénix para curarme y para tutirle. Una, 2 y 3. Bien, buenísimo. No, tarde el ala del Fénix. Buenísima. Qué desastre. Ahí, ahora sí. Uf. Esa ha sido de potla, pero bueno. Me vale. O sea, el límite es como muy espectacular y muy guapo, pero no me parece tan bueno a la hora de quitar vida o aturdir. Ninguna de las dos cosas la hace bien. Pero mola, así que hay que usarlo. Ahí. Pues nada, y ahora la parte más importante, la que tiene que hacer Néctar Bravo. ¿Habrá hecho bien su trabajo? Seguro que sí. Nunca nos falla. Tablón de anuncios, a ver. Ole ahí, qué buenas cruces, Néctar. ¿Qué haríamos sin ti? Héroe.
How may I help you today, Clive? Is everything we've received and everything promised?
Cantos inéditos. En cualquier taberna a la que iba, los comensales siempre pedían que entonara el cantar de Lord Dion el Triunfador o la leyenda de los 7 infantes de Oriflame. Sin embargo, ahora todos ansían oír los prodigiosos lances de Cid el Infame. Habéis encendido la llama creativa que trémula agonizaba en el corazón de este artífice de versos. Firmado, Bardo Ilusionado. Y me regaló una canción. A Rose is a Rose. Guapísimo.
Here you are.
El mejor regalo de todos. Ya podemos quitar.
I may have more for you.
Si os fijáis, hay una música. Pero es tan deprimente que casi ni suena. Lógicamente no es mi música favorita. Vamos a poner algo animado. Esta, la nueva, para probarla. Y de momento mi favorita es... Ah, pues no sale ahí. Pensé que sí iba a ver. Pero bueno, una de las primeras que conseguimos. Chun, chun. A ver qué cocina con esto.
Marvelous. Let's see. What am I supposed to do with this? It's poisonous, surely.
You wouldn't be wrong. But that's your unwanted violet.
Into the pot it goes, I suppose. Wait here. I won't be long.
Se viene epidemia de diarrea en la guarida. Uf.
I present Chances
Parece lombarda,
once again from the ashes
pero...
of obscurity. Grab a spoon, Sid. Let's eat while it's hot.
Contacto gelatinoso.
Not hungry.
Bien pensado.
Well, it'll be too late once I've licked the bowl clean. Your loss.
Buenísimo.
Odin's teeth. What the salt on the senses is like choking on swamp water. and yet, up through the pungency there rise complex, meaty notes. It takes a moment to recover from such an onslaught of flavours, but never have I tasted anything so fine. Thank you, Sid. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I must share this gift. I won't rest until a steaming bowl of Chance's stew sits before everyone in the hideaway.
Vamos a morir todos.
And Molly will be breeding scorpions of her own.
I'm sure she will.
Este es un infiltrado del Imperio. Nos va a destruir desde dentro. Y aquí me doy cuenta de que no me estaba grabando bien, así que ya dejo lo de el herrero para el siguiente vídeo. Pues eso, otro vídeo de pasear por el campo, limpiar el tablón de anuncios, que son combates bastante divertidos de echar. Y pues eso, todo listo para que se vuelva a liar, para destruir otro cristal, por fin. A ver qué tienen, no tienen ningún icon, pero algo habrá ahí loco para defenderlo, digo yo. Y Jill por fin tendrá protagonismo. Espero, por favor. Así que nada, eso sí, si queréis seguir viéndolo, dadle like, suscribiros y nos vemos a la próxima. Chao, chao.